part 2. That is now part 4. Thanks, Jimmy. We talked too much, and so now it's part 4. And today's the day we have two 12.5 SBRs, and Brandon and Jonathan here with me again, and you guys are going to build out the guns. So I got rifle for one of y'all, and we're going to kind of go through that concept of the mini recce, what we talked about last time in the conference room for like 2 hours. And we have all kinds of accessories. The shop is at your disposal, and we got this nice fix-it stick kit that you can use to mount all your accessories onto the rifles. So have at it, and there's a workstation already set up for you guys, so we'll get some good video of you guys setting it up.
Cool. Nice, getting set up.
been sitting here, hanging around the shop, put his gun together, tinkering around the shop, and so with the 12.5 setup we have, why don't you talk about it, brother?
All right, so part 2.1 of the TRIARC Mini Recce Versatile 12.5
2-4.
2-4.
I like 2-4. Let's go with 2-4.
2-B FM 23-10, whatever you want to call it. So we took the 12.5 system that you had set up.
Okay.
Starting from tip down to the buffer itself. This is your one with the closed-tine Surefire War Comp on it.
Okay.
So when we actually do go out, we can check to see what gas is like with my can and the other cans out there.
Okay, cool.
Going down a little bit, I kept everything. So this is everything that's actually on the 13.9 that I run.
Okay, so you kind of did a similar setup.
Literally, I just stripped everything over there.
Okay.
We stripped the 13.9 and threw everything on this. So we'll see how it all runs on the 12.5. One thing to note is like going from 14.5 or the 13.9.
Yeah.
Is that nothing ergonomically feels different. It's the exact same setup. I get a slightly shorter barrel, a little more of a compact package, but ergonomically it's all the same.
Cool.
So we went with the full power app file, and then we went with the offset Griffin sights. The Griffin micro sights actually worked really well with the laser. Actually works right up against the body there really well. So it's going to stay in a fixed position, which I really dig. So that worked out really well. Leave the flip one down so it stays a little more compact. And then we're talking about like the mod light and everything. So mod light on the Arasaka mount at the 3 o'clock position. So a really good tight package there that doesn't have a whole lot of snag hazards, but for day and nighttime use, we've got a package that we can use here.
Plus, good old foldy on there. We can
good little foldy,
max storage right there.
So just about everything we can do with this gun, being the whole end-all, be-all, versatile Recce package.
Yeah.
So
it's a good start.
Tape switch worked out really well there. I think it was Jimmy was talking about how it's great that we have the 3 and the 6 QD slots on the tri-lock rail. Depending on where your hand is, it acts as a really good hand stop, if you will, for the back of my hand.
Okay.
So I know that always the placement is right there against my QD. I've got a really good hand placement for both my manual switch on my app file, but also on my light. So that worked out really well.
Yeah, that little recess area right there kind of is a good guide.
Ergonomically, that's just perfect.
Awesome.
Talking about glass on this, we went with the Night Force ATACR 1-8 on this one. Full disclosure, this one's on loan through you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run this one,
yeah.
burn this thing down for about 30 days, see how I like it. I've taken it out twice, got it all zeroed in. This thing is a beautiful piece of glass. 1x is great, 8 is great, and I really love the reticle that's in it.
And that's one thing too, as far as like another thing Brandon does for the company also is like when we get products. I mean, we don't have a lot of time to go out to the range, test stuff like that, but he volunteers his time that gets products like this, and we trust his opinion and we value it. So he'll let us know, obviously, if it's should we carry that stuff, sell it on the website.
Well, we already know what's going to happen at the end of this 30 days. Do you want my credit card digits now, or do you want them at the end of 30 days?
And what's the height of the scope mount? You have the Barbro, right?
So this one is pretty interesting. I went with the Bobro solely because I'm talking to Andrew, talking to the company, actually using some of their products on the other optics, like their T2 red dots, and everything. Yeah. Great mounts. Went with this one, and I was kind of apprehensive. This is the first time I went that high with LPVO. I was thinking, man, do I want to stay, lower 1/3 or co-witness, because that's what you're always used to. Yeah. I was apprehensive to go to the whole 193 mount that everyone's doing. I went ahead and jumped. I did it. I'm actually phenomenally impressed. This is their 193 mount, but it actually, because it's a 34 mil tube, it's going to bump center line of the optic up to 204, I think.
Okay,
it's just over 2. So I think it's great. A lot of people are going to say, well, you're going to be super cramped in a prone shooting position or anything. This rifle isn't built to be prone all the time. This is your run and gun, versatile gun. So just like I like my Unity red dots, I like my tall optic mounts nowadays. I dig it. I love it. Coming up on 1x is super fast, super quick, super easy. The great thing about the Bobro mounts is not only are they sturdy, the QD on it is super fast, and it returns to zero really nice. So now that that's off and I'm lazy, I'm not going to put it back on. We'll continue talking about the gun, because now you can see my Griffin micro sights. So that worked out really well right there.
Yeah.
And the sight radius is a little longer than I wanted it to, but that's just because of the confines of the gun. I can't have it forward of my brass deflector, and I can't have it any more rearward because it's kind of mess with my charging handle there.
Yeah.
So
you
actually
give yourself a little bit of space.
Yeah, but the sight picture is actually still really good with that peep sight.
Yeah.
I dig it. So it works out really well.
Oh, the great sites, we use them on the majority of our, as far as like when we sell to law enforcement agencies. It's our go-to flipping sites.
It's a great site. I love the site picture on it. It's a super easy, just a little peep site, and everyone loves a good little peep site. So you know what I'm saying.
There you go.
I did flip out to the Geisley charging handle because
Awesome.
if we're going to start using this suppressed,
Okay.
that's just going to help mitigate some gas blowback.
Awesome.
Still going down. We went with the MP3 mil-spec BCG in there.
Yep, there you go.
And the
Easy to
TRIARC
clean up.
enhanced trigger in there. And then of course our law tack, because if we want some type of versatile gun, we'll throw the law tack on there, and it's just much more of a compact package. We'll
Yeah.
see what backpacks it fits in. I don't think it's going to stay with the can on all the time, just to save some space.
Yeah, that's something we could play around too. And another thing we're going to be doing is obviously deploying the rifle with and without a can. So deploy it, shoot a group, and then also do the same action but attach the can and see if there's any shift.
Yeah.
So we'll get a lot of good some data on that.
All in all, the 12.5 is a really compact package, but super versatile. Really digging everything about
Oh,
it.
cool! I can't wait to get the velocities on this,
We'll
and
see
then
how it
we'll
runs.
see what round we decide to pick and put some rounds on steel at distance.
At distance
Yeah, so
and
next-
close range.
Yeah, we'll bring Jonathan in. He's over there. He's got. I got my gun too. So, all right. So, but yeah, we'll bring Jonathan in, and
All right.
we'll switch around. Thanks, Migo. Jonathan. All right. So let's see what you set up. Got the peanut butter 12.5.
Yeah.
And it's looking pretty good. So yeah, just go and walk us through why you set things up, and as far as the positions of your eye relief, things like that, and how you shoot.
Sure. All right. So for starters, I got to build my gun out first. So I went with the Ingal
Yeah.
because it's that new. It's just real compact. It's got
Yeah.
a great day brightness laser
Yeah.
on it. So as of right now, I actually don't have any backup sights on here. I don't know. We can test out the day brightness settings on this
Yeah.
laser and see what it's capable of.
Oh, yeah. And plus the one power on the razors,
Yeah.
extremely. It's excellent on the one power.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. The glass on this Vortex is going to be really great. So we went with the 1:6. You know, in the video we talked about how I really like to have a higher magnification. But when I first got onto our sniper section, we were actually running 1:8s, so
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable with that.
Okay.
So this is a power that I'm very comfortable with. Running the Mod Light weapon light here with a Surefire pad, kind of like Brandon talked about in his, just with the 12.5, the way that it's set up. When you add that law folder, that law tactical folder, it just really extends out the stock, so it kind of gets your arm placement and your hand placement on the rail just perfect. Where you can
Okay.
actuate both the laser and the light with minimal movement.
Awesome.
Also went with the guys, or the excuse me, this is actually the Radian charging handle because I'm a lefty.
Gotcha.
So I need an ambi charging handle. It's just the way that I work, but I run the Radian on a lot of my weapons. So
Okay.
OSS can here. But yeah, that's pretty much just the gist of it. The only addition that I may make between now and range day is throw on an RMR like we talked about in the video
Yeah.
at the 12 o'clock position, just so I can have that true 1 by red dot familiarity
Yeah,
that
okay.
I'm used to.
Yeah, because I know some of the offset mounts, as far as when you're adding attachments such as lasers, things like that, might kind of get in the view. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think 12 o'clock would be a good option.
Well, and also because with me being a lefty, I also like to run my light on the left side of my gun. Some people like to run it on the right side so that it's there to
Yeah.
actuate with their support hand. I actually like to run it on the left side of my gun so I can run my hand even further forward.
Okay.
But when you start throwing sights and stuff over there for an offset,
Okay.
you're really messing with your sight pictures. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good
the
point.
12 o'clock position for backup sighting system like an RMR is ideal for me.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, now all I gotta do is get them on the range, and that's the one thing. Obviously, we get the velocities. They get a good feel for the rifle. They might make some changes. It's the whole point of doing this. I mean, just this initial setup, but actually, when you start implementing it, that's where the real changes get made. So, as far as you make your permanent changes, I guess you want final changes.
Yeah.
So, but well, awesome, dude. And I'm sure probably add some little bit of accessories, maybe some rail panels or something like that to keep the heat. As far as the gun gets hot with the suppressor. Well, cool.
All right.
All right, brother. Well,
Looking forward to it,
yeah,
man.
Awesome, bro. Well, all right. Now that the guns are built, we're gonna go ahead to the range, get some data, run them through some scenarios, and if you have any comments or suggestions of anything you'd like to see, how you want the guns implemented, throw them in the comments, Thanks for tuning in, and appreciate all the support, guys.
Have you start over?
Clap again.
Oh, you fucked me, dude. In my clap warm up, man.
It's a different kind of video.
I know, man. Shit, dude.